Hey, I'm Miriam Shor, and we're talking about Hedwig and the Angry Inch.
Don't you know me? I'm a new
So, it was the first audition my agent ever sent me on, and the first thing I got, and I kept the slip of paper. I don't know why I kept the slip of paper, but I have it, and it says Hedwig and the Angry Inch. So right away, I'm batting 100, which is low. It's really good at baseball. And it was like Yitzhak, a drag queen, goes by a drag queen named Crystal Nacht, and I went in, I borrowed / stole my roommate's Fonzie for President t-shirt, went into the audition, I wore like big combat boots. Oh, and they said, oh, pick a song, whatever song you want from the 70s. I sang the song You Light Up My Life, and that was in the original show of Hedwig and the Angry Inch. John used to sing that in German at the end of the show, before Midnight Radio was written. And I didn't know that, and I just came in with that song, so it was kind of kismet. And they were like, can you sing I Will Always Love You, just a little bit of it? And I was like, yes. Turns out I could only sing I Will Always Love You, because I just didn't know the rest of it. So I just sang that over and over again, which also ended up being in the show. So that was kind of perfect. So that was just for the workshop at the West Bath. Yitzhak wasn't even really a role. They were like, we just want someone to move the furniture and maybe sing backup. And John wanted to sort of subvert gender a little more, so he wanted it to be a woman playing a man, and to be someone who was also a scapegoat for Hedwig's character, so, you know, was someone who was even having a rougher time than Hedwig. So it was just, it all kind of organically started evolving while we were doing the workshop, as it does in a workshop. You know, I was a kid of divorce, which a lot of people are, and I split my time between my parents, but they lived in 2 different countries. So I would spend time in the United States in Detroit and spend time in Italy, in Torino. So I had to sort of, I felt like kind of like 2 different people, and trying to marry that into who I was, and that's sort of, I've always felt that way, like I am, people will laugh, they laugh, but I am a pretty shy person deep down in there, and sort of to overcome that, I'm obnoxious, obnoxiously outgoing, gregarious, but to sort of push myself out of my shyness. But I feel like I could work that so well in Italy, and then I would revert back to being that sort of shy person. So yeah, there's a lot of duality in who I am. So the Jane Street Theatre was not a theatre. It was a hotel on the West Side Highway, which was different than when we were there. It was the Meatpacking District, or MIPA, as we like to call it. And the Jane Street itself was, you know, it had this history of welcoming the survivors from the Titanic, surviving crew from the Titanic. But it was really kind of a flop house. It was there was some prostitution happening. There were a couple like German exchange students who were like, well, I guess we live here now. Weird stuff happened. People would walk on stage, and just weird lights went out. One time lights went out, and John just held a flashlight and kind of did the show like that. Yeah, it was really like flying by the seat of your pants. But that felt right for Hedwig. So bringing Hedwig, the stage play, to film, we went to the Sundance Film Lab, and John hadn't directed a movie before and was thinking that maybe he would direct it. So Robert Redford told John, I don't know if you should direct this, let's let another director kind of take a stab at it at this lab, and where you meet lots of directors and you get to work on your script. And he was, you know, he could bring some people in to be in the cast, and then they would provide him with other actors. He brought me in, it was super fun. And they had another director take a stab at doing a scene, and then they had John do it. And after Robert Redford saw that, he was like, you should direct this. Having directed now a couple episodes of Younger, the show I'm doing, while acting in it, I cannot imagine. I mean, I didn't have to imagine. I was there watching John go through it, watching him just like fall to pieces while like doing this epic thing of directing himself. It's crazy to think about Hedwig being on Broadway. We used to make jokes when we were off-Broadway that we were like, Hedwig's on Broadway on 147th Street. Like, it just would never be on Broadway. It was just such a different era. And so when it came to Broadway with Neil Patrick Harris in it, of all, I was just like, this is legit. And seeing it felt like watching, I would imagine watching my kids graduate from high school or something. It was like so moving. And seeing it reach so many other people, and seeing a certain aspect of it really be embraced by a much more mainstream audience was wonderful. I mean, we have a long way to go still before it's embraced by everyone, which it should be. So if you want to reminisce and lift your hands up in the air, You might want to check out John Cameron Mitchell and Stephen Trask at Town Hall on June 27th, 28th, and 29th, singing the songs from Hedwig. I don't know, maybe a mystery guest will appear on the 27th and 28th for a song or two. I don't know, just saying.